Greetings everyone, Ayida here, and today I'm going to be talking about homeschooling. I've had a lot of requests and a lot of questions about homeschooling as my husband and I, we homeschool our 5 children. Our oldest is 11 years old and our youngest is 4, and we have only homeschooled them. They have not been in public school or private school. And we both work from home as well. So let's talk a little bit about what we do during the day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my daughter's notebook and kind of show you an example of how they stay organized and also what it is that they do throughout the day. But first, I'd like to say thank you to 2 very amazing and wonderful homeschool mamas that I know that I met through Facebook. And actually I met the first one on MySpace many years ago when our daughters were both about 3 years old, and my oldest daughter is now 9, or about to be 9 next month. So her name is Mahogany Homeschooler, and you can find her on Facebook. She's an amazing homeschool mom that inspires me all the time, and she's always there to lend a helping hand, or if I have any questions or if I just feel stuck, I just contact her, and she's very helpful. And the other amazing homeschool mom is DT Etheridge. She is also an amazing homeschooler, and I just wanted to say thank you to both of you all because you inspire me. You help me to get through challenges, and I've just learned a whole lot, and I stay motivated when I think about all the amazing things you're doing with your children. Okay, so actually the person who inspired me to get organized the way that I am now is DT Etheridge, and I want to thank her because she did a video on YouTube about staying organized, working from home, and homeschooling, and how to keep your children's lessons organized. And she had a video where she was showing her notebooks and how she keeps all their lessons. They have their individual notebooks and all their work is inside their notebook. And so I ran out to the store and I got all of my children their own notebooks, and we used to do it a whole different way. That was just hard to keep up with everything, but this works really well. So I'm going to start with showing you all that. Get those out of the way first. And so these are the notebooks that I use. They have a zipper on the side so nothing falls out. I thought that was really clever. My mom actually reminded me when she saw these, she said that I had begged for one of these for a long time when I was younger, when we lived in Jamaica, and she finally got one for me and how much I loved it. So anyway, so this is the inside. And the wonderful thing that I really enjoy about homeschooling is that I get to really allow my children to develop and to learn about the topics that are interesting, that are of interest to them. So my daughter Ayida, my oldest daughter, she's 8 and she's really into animals. So this is her second time getting a copy of this workbook. She loved it so much that we bought it again for her. It's called Reptiles and Amphibians, a science workbook for ages 6 through 8. And it's by the Gifted and Talented group to develop your child's gifts and talents. So they have other books in the series, but this one I really like because it has you're reading, but you're also learning science and counting and just everything all wrapped up in one, and she loves this workbook. It actually helped her to learn to read without her feeling like I was forcing her to learn to read. Okay, so what else she keeps in here is her science. This is actually her most recent science notebook. They all have the same one where it's sectioned off. So with their science, they do a lot of coloring. They show a lot of examples, whatever it is that we're studying. We're doing a program that's called Interactive Notebooks, and you can get them on teacherspayteachers.com. I highly recommend that you join that website if you're planning to be involved with your children's education process. So there is a teacher-led page and a child-led page. You'll notice that on the child-led page, I'll just get to an example where they do a lot of art, cut and paste. My youngest daughter does a whole lot more art inside of hers. So I'll show that to you in a minute. But the first thing that we do to begin the day, we normally do circle time, but we're taking a break from that. but because not all my children are interested in circle time anymore, singing songs in the morning and things like that. But I do like to get with them in the morning, and we just talk or read just to see where they're at. But the first thing that I like for my children to do is to do some tracing. And we just use a dry erase marker, and I don't have a laminating machine. It's on my wish list, but for now I just use these plastic paper covers, and they do their tracing, trace their names and alphabet, numbers. I keep all her book reports in here. So she has a whole bunch in a box in the closet, but so they do their number tracing and then they just erase it when they're done. Now, my youngest, James, he's 4, so his tracing consists of not only alphabet and numbers, but also he does shapes. He also does Play-Doh, where he traces shapes with Play-Doh, which he really likes. And he just came out of his room, so we'll probably be hearing from him in just a minute. So they also keep their glue stick and everything, and I have some some workbooks that I printed out for my daughters. This is a sight word notebook that I got from education.com. My puppy is in here. Can you get Puppy, please? Okay. My husband is coming out to get them to quiet down. So this is just a workbook where they're developing and learning about sight words, and it's a clever way for them to learn about it because it's not only are they doing art, but they're also tracing and writing sentences. And so that's basically what she has in hers. I try to make it fun. This is word family, so they color the flower based on the word family. And so my girls really like that because it's colorful and artsy. And so I'm going to just show you that James also has his notebook. Just because he's only 4 doesn't mean he doesn't get to be a part of what everyone else is doing. So I make sure that when we're learning when we're doing a theme unit, we're all learning about it together. So for example, when we were learning about plants, let me just get to that. We were doing a science experiment on plants, and we were graphing day by day how the plants grew. James, he was a part of that project too. So he was able to, he was a part of that as well. So he was able to participate. When we do science experiments, James has his own worksheet where he draws an example of what we did in class. I don't have him doing anything over here because that's more for the older children, but he at least gets to show a little bit of what he learned that day so that he's able to say he participated. And for younger children, that is really important. They want to know that they get to participate. He really enjoys his notebook and he's very proud of it. So one of the things that I've learned to do is tape an envelope down in the notebook so that we can put any extras in there. So I have these animal cards. These are his Spanish lessons, and we just keep them in the envelope so they don't get lost. So as you can see, his notebook is almost filled up. When we did a theme unit on tigers, James got to do every day. He was able to be involved and participate as well. So he really enjoyed that. Okay, so also by subject, we have interactive notebooks for each of my children by subject. So here I have their geography notebooks, and we are learning the 50 states. So we started with Alabama. He gets to participate. And we did Alaska. Now we took a break and now we're on California. We've gotten through all the A's and now we're on California. So this is what we actually just did the other day. And Samaya's. So I got these worksheets from homeschoolshare.com, and I think that you just type in 50 states or something like that, and there's a whole bunch of printing pages that you can do. These are actually lap book pages, but I put them in the notebook because it's easier to keep up with them. Now, she's very artistic. She likes to color everything in. Okay, And so it goes through for all of my children. And as we get to my older children, you'll see that they have to do a lot more when they're learning about it. They do a lot more writing and illustrations. This is my oldest child, Lennon. He is very neat. When he does his work, it's super neat. And he takes a little bit longer because he wants it to be perfect. Let's see an example. So this is when they were learning longitude and latitude. He takes his time because he wants everything to be just right. And I'm trying to teach him to work a little faster, but at the same time, I really appreciate that he takes his time. And then of course, Avi, my 10-year-old, is really into geography. So when he gets into it, he really gets into it. Okay, so anyway, just wanted to show you guys kind of what we do in our lessons. And we do geography on, okay, you can see an example here of his work. We do geography Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I actually do I do oration where I read to them about whatever topic it is. Right now we're learning about the different regions of California, and we're going to be doing an art project to go with that. So I'm really excited about that next Tuesday. We're also going to be getting back into science. We just actually got off of our vacation, or our staycation, where we took a break from homeschooling for 2 weeks. So last week we were just getting back into it, and just getting back into it, I don't like to have them do too much. I like to take it slow and kind of get back into the groove of doing their lessons and everything. And so if you have any homeschool questions, just let me know. We are actually enjoying picking out what we're going to be studying for the next few months. We're going to be doing one animal per month as part of our zoology lesson. So I'm having my children decide what animals they want to study this month and which ones they want to study next month. And we're going to continue with all of our other lessons. And I'm really excited about it. And I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, to subscribe, to like, and thanks so much for watching. Peace.